Jesus said that if you're not for him, you are against him. Matthew 12 and verse 30. Notice in 1 John chapter 2, verse 18, it says, "Young children, it is the last hour. And just as you have heard that the Antichrist is coming, even now many Antichrists have appeared, from which fact we know that it is the last hour. They went out from us, but they were not of our sort. For if they had been of our sort, they would have remained with us. But they went out so that it might be shown that not all are of our sort." The Bible shows that there are many Antichrists, and they do deceiving, as the scriptures bring out. They are not of the Christian sort. Christians have love among themselves. They don't practice any discrimination. They have honor for all men. That's the type of people they are. But these ones who are Antichrists, they're not. Now, there was this lady named Viola Liuso. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. She was born April 11th, 1925, and she died in March 25th, 1965. She lived 39 years. She had 5 children. She was a white lady. She was an American civil rights activist. In March 1965, she drove from her home in Detroit, Michigan to Alabama to support the Selma to Montgomery March. On March 25th, she was shot dead by 3 Klan members while driving activists between the cities. As an FBI informant, Gary T. Rowe was involved in her death. He had infiltrated the Klan, and he was an FBI informant, and he was right there with them shooting this woman. His role in this and other events was not revealed until 1978. To deflect attention from the FBI, its head, J. Edgar Hoover, made defamatory claims about Liuso. 3 of their killers, not including Rowe, were charged with murder by the state but not convicted. The federal government charged the 3 KKK members with conspiracy to intimidate African Americans under the 1871 Ku Klux Klan Act, a Reconstruction-era civil rights statute. On December 3rd, the trio was found guilty by an all-white, all-male jury, a landmark in Southern legal history. They were sentenced to 10 years in prison. Rowe testified in this case and was put in the Witness Protection Program for his safety. So here they killed this woman. They were not convicted of the murder, but they were convicted of a lesser crime. As usual, the United States has a problem with executing justice. They do not like it when anyone comes against their white supremacist environment. It don't matter what race you are. If you stand up and you stand up against their white supremacist efforts, then they're going to consider you as an enemy. And as they did, they executed this woman. The woman was assassinated, 39 years of age. She had 5 children, and they no longer had a mother because of the selfishness of these people that believe that they're the only ones that should get civil rights. And so they're willing to kill people because of that. And yet they wanted to claim to be Christian. Obviously, groups like this, the KKK, are anti-Christ movements. It's just like in the time of Pharaoh, when he enslaved the Israelites. This was another race-based type slavery. Even after 9 plagues, he was not willing to let them go. But after that 10th one, he let them go, but then he still went after them. And this is the insistence of racism. It's an insistence, it's an unrepentant insistence to continue to perpetrate the oppression. And the KKK, the first iteration of it was right after the end of slavery. They wanted to make sure they could terrorize black people and keep them from getting any civil rights, to keep them under wraps, so to speak, to keep them under oppression, to find any way to get them back in slavery if possible. And then in the 1920s, there was a resurgence of the KKK. And then when the Civil Rights Action, which happened during this time period, there was another resurgence of the KKK. And some of the slogans of the KKK were things that we even hear today. We're talking about law and order, Americanism, patriotism, all these type of slogans, telling people you don't like this country, leave it, these type of slogans. It's interesting that the KKK, they would use masks, and today we see ICE that wear the mask and terrorizing people, executing people on TV. And like these folks here, these 3 Klan members here, getting away with it. So this is a constant feature of racism. It never gives up because it's built on arrogance, it's built on selfishness and jealousy. The Bible calls this animalistic and demonic. It reminds us of the devil, that for whatever reason he became enamored with himself. And even though he's seen God, his thought process was about his own selfish desire, a desire to be worshipped, a desire to be followed, a desire for power. Just like Satan, the white race is enamored with their skin color, with privilege. And so they begin to do demonic and lawless things. So these people are part of the many antichrists that the Apostle John warned about. No matter how many Martin Luther Kings there are, Malcolm X's there are, Jesse Jacksons there are, no matter how many Viola Liusos there are, it will never be dissuaded, because it's the same mentality that Pharaoh had. There'll have to be another time when God steps in and brings an end to this regime. And the Bible tells us in Revelation 18 that one of the first steps toward that is the nations turning against the false religious element that has produced this wickedness, that is right there with these politicians to give them credence to do these type of evil things. So that's the first step. But the final step will be Armageddon. God's going to undo all of it by one word: resurrection. During the 1,000-year reign of Jesus, there will be healing for the nations. People are going to come back to life, and they're going to be thinking, well, they lynched me, but I'm back. They're going to be like, wow. I remember the last thing I remember was that they were shooting me and killing me, or they threw me off the side of the boat, died in the hull of the ship, being transported like sardines as slaves. And Viola Liuso, she'll be able to say, wow, they shot me, but I'm back alive again. Life will begin a journey of not just a few years, but eternal life.